Our Millville race recap. Hey, everybody, Walty Wanders, buckle up, strap in. I got a hard-hitting pull no punches, a sugarcoating it, the rainbows, the sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Buckle up, strap in, hold on to your hats and your glasses as I blow the lid off another polarizing hot topic. Who's ready to do a little moto whistleblowing? Welcome to Walty's Hurt Lockin' Studios. Today we're going to examine the good, the bad, and quite possibly a little bit of the ugly, as Millville is now in the books. A lot of riders crossed the picket line. So I'm going to come race me some summer outdoors to go for a little prize money for finishes. Nope. People crossed the picket line because somebody found some money. Listen, friends, the payouts in motocross are horrible. Only the top three are getting anything decent. After that, dude, you could not pay me on prize money alone. You got to come out there because you love the sport. And that's why we've always talked about the privateers' poetic justice, this system, because they are, in fact, the backbone of the sport. Without the privateers, you don't have a sport. Now, back in the day, Walty loves to talk about back in the day. Back in the day, it was a XXX, privateer team. Most successful privateer team in the history of the sport. Why? Because we came in and provided some color, something different, some music meets moto. And sick movies, killer swag and merch. Like, we had it all, but we dirtbagged it from very humble beginnings. It all started with Moto XXX 1, the movie, when Krusty, and it was the big explosion of the lifestyle. And we reinvested that money into a team. And box fans, and Deegan and Metzger were early riders for the team. And they were nobodies, dirtbagging it out of the back of a box fan with an easy up and a two smoker, with maybe a pro circuit pipe and a couple parts. That was it. We came in, and by the end of our series, over 10 years in the sport, semi-truck, high-level dudes, all kinds of dudes came through. Ferry, Huffman, Larry Ward. I mean, the list goes on. At Lucky Lewis, Kyle was the staple, the longtime veteran of the sport. And it paved the way for the privateers. Then we saw a lot of privateer efforts come in, do the same thing. A lot of privateer teams came in, and we paved the way for some really cool stuff. But the industry never liked us there. And because we were hooking up the fans for free, and they wanted to sell you merch. Back then, at least, they sold you merch and not donuts. Now they want to sell you donuts. So there's no room for that now. But we need, because they're shooting themselves in the foot, because without the privateer, there's no industry. But the Millville recap was another one of those races, because I love moto, and I watched it live. And I wish I had just watched it the next day and not wasted part of my weekend glued to a television set watching reporters, Ricky, Weege, I kind of like Weege, man. He's the guy. Like, he's kind of like Weege. Don't take this personally, dude. I mean, you're not like, and I'm kind of a lame myself. So, I mean, and it is what it is. But Weege's journalism and reporting experience, that he's been doing this a long time now. And I think he's earned every penny that he's making. And I hope they're paying him well. Ricky's just a cheerleader for the industry. It's nothing more than a high profile cheerleader. So I see a lot of cheerleading, but I was one of those races, like, I just didn't see much. If we were to just go ahead and do final thoughts now, all I would say is Hunter Lawrence, clearly, he's got the red plate back, didn't lose it for long, and that's insane after DNFing 2 full motos. Typically that never happens. So this is a series, a class being dominated by one rider. It's a little closer, a little more interesting, the 450s, because the 450 class got decimated in terms of riders even willing to come ride. And this was even before we knew Jet was going to be as dominant as he was. The industry had pushback, or the riders had pushback on the industry. That's why I get endorsed by a lot of pro riders. I know a lot of the fans, I see the hate. I mean, it's part of the deal. You know, if people aren't talking crap about you, or if people are talking crap about you, if you're in the industry, at least they're talking, you're doing the right thing. Because, you see, that's just the nature of the beast. But even before we knew Jet was going to smoke everybody as hard as he's smoking them now, bunch of riders pulled out, and teams pulled out of the outdoors. Rick ain't doing it, you know. And so now it's the privateer is the ones benefiting, because they only race for prize money. This crappy little payouts, where all the privateers ever got any sponsors. They have very few, maybe a sponsor or two, just throwing them some gas money. But it's not like these big contracts with agents negotiating their deals, and they've got a big list of sponsors. And if they're even getting any financial support from sponsors, it's very minimal. It's not enough to fund their whole program. They're on a shoestring. They're traveling. They're getting Motel 6s. They're not flying in and staying at the Hiltons like the Jetsons are. They're just not. They're out there dirtbagging it. But they're the backbone of our sport. So when the industry decided we're not racing, that was even before we saw Jetson smoking everybody. And then our best shot, we get Chase Sexton after pulling out, kind of, same with Webb. He's like, I came, it's not working, I'm gone. Then Chase, he came and did the first round, and now he's back, magically back. Somebody's finding money. Money is the only thing that's bringing these dudes back. But the race recap, I mean, there's really not much to really see here at this point. It's going to be a boring season, so now it's spin techniques. We need a spin doctor. We need Ricky to spin this. Bubba, can you spin this? Weege, can you spin this? We need somebody to spin it. Can we do a two-stroke race? Can we bring a rider to come back in? Chase was our best chance to make it interesting in the 450s. In the 250s, Danger Boy was, but he's new. He's young. He's not ready. He got lucky. He didn't get lucky. He was in position to capitalize on a mistake from Hunter. So no luck. No luck. I don't want to say Danger was lucky at all. He wasn't. It's just clearly he's not going to be a championship threat unless he gets luck. He's not going to go out there and beat the guy straight up. Now, when we get to some hard pack, maybe a more SoCal environment, and Danger gets a start, I think we'll see Danger start to actually, I don't think the kid knows how to back down. I think he'll be more like, and speaking of which, where's Barsha? Barsha's made so much money. Whatever the industry is offering for somebody to come across a picket line and do a round or two to try to do something to breathe any kind of life into a failing outdoor series this year, Barsha ain't ready to do it. And I don't blame him. Why? He sees what's going on. Barsha's smart. I bet you he's at home, riding the bike, getting on some chop, and bouncing around and trying to imitate Jetson. Everybody now, this way we used to start to imitate Bubba with scrubbing the bike, and then build on that. Well, right now, that's what these riders should be doing, is what Jetson's doing, whether he's railing turns without his foot out, whether he's hopping bumps, whatever matches physique, his weight, his nutrition, his body fat, whatever he's doing, that's what they need to do. But then they got to take it one step further. They got to find a little more speed. That's the only way nobody's going to beat Jetson until Jetson says it's time to beat me. Right now, it just ain't going to happen. Other than mechanical or DNF, you ain't beating him. So, our race recap for Millville. It was lackluster, bros. Now, we got Washougal coming up, and they're going to hype it. We're going to have some two smokers, and the industry's going to probably pay a couple top guys to go ride the two smokes, because they're clearly, it doesn't matter. This is, just give Jetson the championship trophy at this point, because he got it in the back. In fact, if Honda was cool, which I think, they're not. Just put Jetson on a two-stroke. If you want to see some good racing, what we should do is this, for Washougal, and leave it in the comments below. And I might put this on the Walty Wanderers community page of the YouTube channel and poll it and ask you guys the question. It'll be interesting to see what you guys say. Should Jetson be the only rider on a two-stroke? Let's make the kid ride a two-stroke, and everybody else gets to ride their same bike. But Jetson, if you want to sell some two-strokes, my friend, which the industry clearly does, we got that, the two-stroke sweepstakes, you can win it. YZ250 two-stroke. Okay, great. Put Jetson on a two-stroke only. I would love to see that. And what do you think it is? I'll ask that in the community page of the channel as well. What if Jetson was to ride a two-stroke and everybody stayed on their normal bike? Would he still win? I believe so. I believe Jetson would win even on a two-stroke. And he's probably never really put in much two-stroke time. But I'm sure you give that guy a weekend, a test track with a two-stroke, I bet you he smokes everybody. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator. Somebody wants to see you not only win on the track, off the track. Understand the waters we're swimming in now. Shark infested, but not at Millville. Millville is another kiddie pool, a Sunday school lesson, a sleeper. I mean, it was like boring. It was just another boring round where we were hoping we'd get something exciting. It never came. It's just one of those seasons. Now we get to watch the industry continue to do their best to sugarcoat it and spin it and try it. We all know where it's going, right?
Can Jetson complete the perfect season?
He's tired of being asked that. He's obviously thinking about it, but of course he's going to say he's not, because if it doesn't happen, then it'll be viewed as it won't be looked at as a victory. It'll be looked at as a defeat. So nobody in their right mind is going to say, yeah, I'm going for the perfect. No, they're not. And that's why Walty will be here to blow the lid off it every step of the way. Because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media link in the description of this video. Or simply search up Walty Walters MX on Insta and I'll find you there. Also, if you're watching from your television screen and enjoyed this video, I think you're going to love the next video on your screen. As always, thank you for your time. Don't go over the bars. I'll see you on the next video.